I wrote 700 emails in 700 days. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. What's going on? My name is Alin. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let me give you the backstory. So about 2.5 years ago, I was actually sending a weekly newsletter called Sunday 6. And I did that for about 12 months leading up to this moment. This was typical to what everybody had told me to do. Send a weekly newsletter, drive social media traffic to your weekly newsletter, sell your products, blah, 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 blah. Well, after 12 months of sending my weekly newsletter called Sunday 6, I had gotten a whopping 200 subscribers.
Not good.
And I just could not figure out why nobody cared to read my newsletter. In fact, not only was I not getting sales, I was barely even getting replies to my weekly newsletter. So after 12 months, I had hit a brick wall and I knew that I needed some help. So I reached out to my friend on Twitter named Eddie Kwan. Eddie Kwan is a creator in the space that I really loved reading his emails, and I wanted to figure out how to grow my email list. And I said, would you coach me? Would you teach me how to grow my newsletter? Eddie said, bada bing, bada boom. I got a new cohort coming up, and he said, why don't you jump into my cohort? I'm gonna teach you in 3 days how to grow your email list. So I jump into Eddie's cohort, I take notes, I watch all his videos, I do the online coaching. We get on a Zoom every single night for 3 nights for 2 hours. He grills me on my emails, my writing, my techniques, but on day 3, he says, I need you to change this up. I said, sure, Eddie, whatever you want me to do. He goes, I want you to write a daily email. I said, daily? Brother, they're not even reading the weeklies. He said, no, dude, I want you to pick a topic you are fired up about, something that you could be consistent on, something you love. And I want you to write an email every single day. I said, starting when? He said, tonight. I want you to start tonight. I said, you want me to start sending emails to my whopping 200 list starting tonight, and you think that's gonna help me grow? So I did. I started sending daily emails from that moment 2.5 years ago, and since then I've sent over 700 emails, and let me tell you the result of all of that work. Funny enough, the result is actually the opposite of what everybody else warned me would happen when I started sending daily emails. I had people in my Twitter DMs, for whatever reason, start telling me, you are going to hate writing an email every single day. You're going to burn yourself out. You're going to burn your list out. You're going to run out of ideas.
It's going to be very bad.
And you're gonna get so many unsubscribes that your list is absolutely going to tank. This is what everybody told me, and I am here to tell you that the opposite actually happened.
Wow.
That's right. Isn't that crazy? Let me tell you 5 things that actually happened when I started writing a daily email over 2 years ago. The first thing that happened is my email list exploded. Just like Eddie said, and I didn't understand at the time, but I understand now why. Because when I started sending a daily email, I actually started building a deeper relationship with the people who did really care about what I was talking about. Now, the caveat to this is when I swapped from my Sunday 6 to my daily newsletter, I swapped from talking about 6 things in the marketing world that I really liked, and I went specifically in on copywriting. So I niche changed and I doubled down on how much I was talking about the one thing that I really loved in marketing, which was copyright. Not only did I start sending 7 times the amount of emails people were used to, I went deeper into a niche that would hit an even smaller audience of people. But what that did was it built a deeper relationship with the copywriters on my list, and they started replying to my emails and telling other copywriters about my daily emails. They started sharing them on Twitter, on Instagram. People were tagging me on stuff. They were sharing my ideas. They were forwarding to their friends. The second thing that happened with sending a daily email for over 2 years is my status and authority exploded in my niche. So I'm in the copywriting niche. You're a copywriter. You could be in any niche: health, fitness, gaming, whatever. I write for copywriters, and in the copywriting world, my status exploded because of my daily emails. It was very much like a snowball effect. I'd ended up writing a bunch of emails. One of them caught the attention of Ben Settle, who I am an email player subscriber. He shared about it in his email newsletter, and that caught a lot of other people's attention, including one, Daniel Throssell. Daniel Throssell is on Ben's list, clearly. And then Daniel actually hopped on my list because of the email that Ben wrote. Me and Daniel ended up collabing on some stuff. I joined his list, bought his stuff. That connected me with Chris Orzechowski. I started going back and forth with him, hired Chris as my coach. That connected me with Kevin Rogers and Copy Chief. I jumped in there, started hanging out with them, which led to another connection, to another connection, to another connection. And I just started growing my status in the copywriting world. For somebody who was genuinely a nobody 2.5 years ago in this copywriting space, I am known by probably almost all of your favorite copywriters. And all of that stemmed from showing up every single day and writing really good emails to my email list. That's status, that's authority, which leads me to the third thing that happened by writing 700 emails in 700 days, and that is my brand became a business. Everybody wants a personal brand online. They want a huge audience, a huge YouTube account, Instagram, Twitter, all this stuff, massive monetization dollars and all this stuff, but very few people are willing to put in the work or actually know how to do the work. Or worse, people grow this massive audience and they don't know how to actually turn it into a business. I know that because I'm in a group with about 10 other entrepreneurs who are also creators online, and my email list and YouTube and Twitter and all that stuff is about 1/10 the size of these other guys, but I make 10 times more money with my email list than they do. Because it just so happens that if you send more emails, you get to sell more stuff. And not in a sleazy way. I never sell anything to my list that I don't personally vouch for, use, and believe it will change your life. Which has also helped build my trust over the last 2 years, is that people know if I drop a product, it's gonna be incredible.
Hell yeah.
So back to the simple math, 7 emails a week equals 7 opportunities to sell something, as opposed to 1 email a week. Imagine only having 1 opportunity a week to sell people something on your list. That's 52 sales opportunities in the year. Well, I have 365 sales opportunities in the year, which is the simplest way to 7x your sales. If you want to know exactly how I sell in every single email and still get people to open my emails every single day, then you need to hop on my email list, alindrigu.com. And when you hop on my email list, you will get a free gift, Copywriting Catalyst, which is 63 cash cow copywriting tips. It's like a micro course that you can read each tip in 90 seconds or less, get something incredibly valuable out of it, and apply it immediately. The fourth thing that happened by writing a daily email was I turned my email list into the ultimate practice platform. One of the most questions that people ask me every day is literally, how do I practice copywriting? Well, having a daily email list is the #1 way to practice copywriting, which is why I got so freaking good in 2.5 years, was that I would read a copywriting book, a sales letter, my email players, Adventures in Copyland. I would read something that would teach me better copy, highlight a note and say, I'm gonna try that tomorrow. And I knew that the next day I would have an opportunity to try a new copywriting technique, to sell something, to be more persuasive, to tell better stories, because every day, without fail, I'm going to write an email. Which leads me to the #5 thing that happened writing 700 emails in 700 days, is I found my writing style. If you go back and read my emails from 2.5 years ago, they really don't sound like I sound today. Because when you first start writing a daily email, you sound like the people you read. You imitate your heroes far too much, which that's fine, because in the beginning, that's like apprenticeship. You are apprenticing under writers that you love, and you just happen to sound and feel like them. So for me in the beginning, I sounded a lot like Ben Settle, which isn't necessarily my style. He's more edgy, he's more bold, where I'm more bombastic and optimistic. But over time, I started incorporating styles from like John Mark Comer, Seth Godin, to Daniel Throssell and Chris Orzechowski. And now I have this mishmash posh of a writing style that feels like my own. And I never would have gotten there had I not written an email every single day and realized what I like, what I'm good at, what I'm consistent at, and just carve that voice. So with that, I'm gonna leave you with one tip if this video inspired you to be a daily email copywriter. And that one tip is write about something you genuinely love. The hardest part about writing daily is not the ideas, it's not the burnout, it's not the people on your list. It is, can I show up every day and absolutely love what I talk about? Maybe you love golf, maybe you love watches, maybe you love sneakers, maybe you love swimming. It doesn't matter. Whatever you love, start an email list around the thing you love. Talk about it every day, tie it to a product that you could sell, and show up. If you do this for a year, I guarantee that you will have high status and high authority in the niche that you want to have high status in. And obviously, if you're watching this, you're very likely a copywriter. If you want daily inspiration and accountability to show up every single day, then I highly recommend jumping on my email list, alindragu.com. Jump on there, get my daily emails, get a great daily email copywriting tip, read an incredible story that I write for you every single day. I hope this video was inspiring to you, and if it was, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. That means a lot, and it tells me that you want more free videos like this. And in fact, just as a thank you, remember, you can click the description below and get Copywriting Catalyst for free. Literally click the link, put your email in, it'll hit your inbox, and you can start learning copywriting tips today. That's it. That wraps us up. We crushed it. I hope this inspired you. I'm so stoked, and I will catch you on the next one. I'm writing my daily email right now. Just made a video about writing daily emails. Talking about Inception. I'm like writing a daily email about writing a daily email. How far does this go? All right, seriously, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Why are you still here and you haven't done that? Unbelievable. Smash it. Smash the like, smash the subscribe. Smash it harder than you smash any. Just subscribe. Bam.
Hell yeah.